It's Jose again. Just want to keep adding to what I've been saying today. I'm encouraged about the things Michael Bloomberg wants to do. I believe America's future is brighter than it has ever been, despite giving the vote to all citizens without connecting that to wisdom. I think you have to measure your message when you talk about that. You can't come off as elitist or like you're teaching people. You have to respect different perspectives. I think that collectively we have to decide the direction we wish to follow instead of folding to externalities. I believe our responsibilities to other countries, absent mutual benefit, have been mostly transferred to encourage these nations to practice self-reliance. Even countries that we give financial help to, it's done in a way to encourage them to be self-sufficient outside mutual benefits. At this great juncture in our history, we should be what's the best? We have to look at things upbeat. We should be reflecting the good things that are happening in order for us to make our own way in the world. We should be rejoicing as we visualize the rebirth of the American people. Unfortunately, not everyone will see things the same way, and I think because of that, this is where the danger lies. I think some Americans resent the world where the input of other countries are addressed. Instead of taking global concerns seriously, many citizens in this country continue to tell themselves a counterproductive story. They how do I say this? Say something constructive, and then I'm a big fan of what AOC wants to project. Latina woman, empowered, and everything. But I do not I disagree with a lot of messages. I believe that the left and the likes of Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez are just as guilty as conservatives by not allowing citizens to self-reflect. I think that Cortez's basis fear of being taken advantage of and the right's fear of underproducing for lack of opportunity at times are counterproductive, since the tragedy of the commons predicts only three possible outcomes. The first outcome is for actors with coercive powers to enforce an allocation policy on behalf of the people, so the socialist solution. So this is my biggest beef with socialism. People want to tell you how to do things that don't have experience or don't have skin in the game. That's the toughest thing. In business, it's constant changing and constant planning. So one thing is for you to open up a business based on what you think the business is going to be like. Another thing is for you to be ready and flexible and adaptable to react to what business is really like. And I fear these types of politicians. The other side, let's say we're talking conservatives or the isolationists, is defense of bits that they can defend and manage sustainably. So that's why you hear so much of build the wall, do this, do that, or you have this sort of isolationist approach that deals both with the physical walls and the metaphysical walls. And then there's lastly the sea of mud that many think we have today. I think both Cortez and Mr. Donald Trump's ideas are half-truths. They're smoke and mirrors and are often repeated Republican and Democratic economic policy talking points. So if you really want to make this thing work, and if you really want to put yourself above politics, it's easy. Ask yourself, how can we avoid strategies of divide and conquer? How could we avoid and ignore distracting messages that instead create a way for us to work as citizens in government in a format that eliminates these ingrained fears by understanding both supply and demand. These are simple things. From what's there, from what's actually there, what's the demand? What can we really do? What sensible, realistic plan can we come up with, keeping in mind that the government and people, we're one. The government isn't against the people, and the people aren't against the government. So we have to stop pushing that idea, but we also have to be able to police ourselves and address these questions, and that's where the work lies, and these are the big questions that bedevil us. That's just something to think about. It's your boy Jose. I'll keep spitting them out as they keep coming to mind. Thank you.